Hey everyone, Win here and welcome back to my channel. I'm on a mission to help beginner watercolorists grow their skill and confidence in watercolor, and today I'm reviewing 4 different paper types. So if you have no idea what type of paper to buy, now you'll know. And if you stay to the end, I have a special surprise for you. Let's go! Okay, first up is the Fabriano Studio Watercolor. It is hot press, 140 pound, and 25% cotton and lignin-free cellulose. So that's an organic substance found in the paper. And the pros of this type of paper is it's great for botanicals and detailed paintings and illustration and storybooks. And the cons are it's very slick on the surface. So because it's hot press, it feels like you're skating on ice, is the best way I can describe it. So it's not it doesn't absorb the paper or the color as well and as the water as well as cold press. Hot press is just what it sounds like. It's paper combined together in with hot water, and cold press is with cold water. So you can see as I'm laying in the layers here that you can see where I've been. In cold press, it's kind of hard to see that sometimes. So I'm really layering. I'm using a hair dryer to dry each layer, and you can see that I'm really trying to make this scene come alive. And it is difficult to do landscapes with hot press. Not impossible, obviously. But it is a lot harder than using cold press just because of that absorbent quality is missing from hot press. And next up we have the 140 pound 100% cotton Arches watercolor paper. And this paper is the tried and true of the watercolor papers, made in France, and it is really nice. I enjoy using this. The cons of this paper, I don't have too many. At times, the paper can buckle if you put too much water on it, but that's with pretty much any paper. But you know, it's 140 pounds, so it's still absorbent and can take on all the colors, and you can create washes. And then you can see that I'm layering over my first wash, so you can kind of see your brush strokes still, but also you can make some nice washes. The price of this paper for 12 sheets and 10 by 14 size is roughly between $20 and $25 depending if you can find a sale. And the Fabriano for 12 sheets, and that comes in the 11 by 14 size, is roughly $15, and I'll link these in the description below. So you can see that as I keep working on the arches that you can really see the colors, and the absorbing rate is pretty intense, and you can do some really nice things with this. The texture of the top of the paper has a rough texture to it, so you can buy this in slightly rough or super rough. So there's two different types. So the 140 pound just regular paper has a tooth to it, so when you run your finger across you can kind of feel the little nooks and crannies in it, as opposed to the Fabriano paper that we just saw is totally smooth, like just a flat piece of paper. And again, the rough version of this paper really has hills and valleys on the top, so you can really see the tooth of the paper. Okay, some artists like to use that to create really nice dry brushing techniques as well as foliage, and it's just an overall great for landscapes. So as you're thinking about all these different paper types, I have to let you know that I do have a beginner watercolor course for the total beginner. So it really breaks down all of the paper types and understanding what brushes to buy and paint to buy, and really gives you a good foundation to be confident in watercolor. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to book a call with you, and the link is right down in the description below. overall, I highly recommend using the Arches watercolor paper if you're a beginner. And next up is our Saunders Waterford classic watercolor paper, and it is 100% cotton, just like the Arches paper, and it is made in England. And for 20 sheets, you can get this paper anywhere from $40 to $50 in the block style. So I'm using a block here, so I don't need to really tape it down except for masking around the area. It acts just like Arches watercolor paper and has a tooth to the top of the paper, so when you run your hand across the top, you can feel the hills and valleys, and its absorbent rate is pretty good. It's actually, I think, maybe even a little more absorbent than the Arches, which took me a little getting used to. I'm really used to the Arches watercolor paper. But as you can see, as I'm layering, you can see my brush strokes, and as it dries, it's just a technique. As you get used to a paper, you can see underneath the layers, and it really is going to take me a few more times to get used to this paper. However, I really enjoyed it, so I highly recommend Saunders Waterford as well. And I think it would be really nice to create some foliage, trees, or flowers with this type of paper. I think it would absorb really well. It also looks great for a landscape. And now we're going into the Kilimanjaro paper. And this paper is 300 pound, so it's not 140 pound. And it actually has a smooth surface to it because of its dense layers. And for 10 pages, and at the 10 by 14 sheet size, and this is 300 pound, you can get it for around $35. And according to cheapjoes.com, Kilimanjaro paper is made of super white 100% cotton rag size internally and externally with plant-based synthetic sizing. And it is archival and acid free. And it is ideal for watercolor, gouache, ink, acrylics, drawing, and printmaking. And it's strong. It's super strong. If you try to bend this, it's hard to bend. So it's really nice, and I recommend this for landscapes as well as pretty much any type of art that you're creating. I enjoyed this, and as you can see that the time lapse is still going, but I stopped painting because I saw that the sky just melted perfectly with this paper, and it's great for landscapes. So my advice to you as a beginning artist is to try out a few of these papers. It may be a little more expensive than you were expecting, but I believe the results will totally help you be more confident in watercolor. Thanks so much for watching my video today, and if you'd like to win one of my 4 sunset paintings, all you have to do is hit the like button as well as comment below with your favorite type of watercolor paper. That's it. I'll notify the 4 lucky winners within 48 hours. Alright, I'll see you in my next video.